Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various Old Testament prophets. It became the Book of Zion. When I completed the Book of Zion the first time, I found contained within it a set of instructions that I was to follow in order to enact the prophecy of Israel. And because I was uniquely qualified to do so, I took it upon myself to fulfill the prophecy. And in order to finalize the prophecy and its fulfillment, I'm required to publish peace free of charge. So, I am publishing my unpublished manuscripts here on YouTube and social media, and in so doing, finalizing my place in history as the Zion of the Most High God of Israel. And I'm doing that by reading to you from the manuscripts, as I said, that I have written. I had to write the Potsmoker's Bible as a commentary and dissertation to the Book of Zion, because the Book of Zion is written entirely in Bible verse, and therefore was unpublishable on its own. So, I'm reading to you today from the 27th chapter of the book of the Potsmoker's Bible. It contains the 24th and final chapter of the Book of Zion. It's called In the Last Days. I'm going to pick up where I left off last time. It goes like this. Ego is a trap for the self. By generating ego, we attempt to actualize our inner image of ourselves. But because ego is about what is seen from outside of us, it is an enigma, an illusion. We try to be more pleasing to others by our ego. But unless you're a telepath, empathic, you have no means to know what pleases others. So we try to be all things to all people at all times. All personal thought forms are projected as image for the benefit of others. Ego. The identity, however, is who we actually are, who we have always been, and who we will always be. It is unique to each individual. It is the combination of what the soul is and what the body is. It is eternal, and it is the foundation of the matrix of each life that we live. The body never remembers what the soul can never forget. We are the convergence of these two realities. The body has no idea that the DNA it contains has memories of prior bodies. To your body, it is the first and the only one. It never realizes that the energy it uses to live has a prior existence. It can't by itself access what it doesn't know that it has. So, in a sense, your body has a separate identity as the soul container of the myself. When we take control of our minds, we gain access to all of its secrets. By thinking about a thing, we can access our soul's prior experience of it, our Akashic record. This is where inspiration comes from. But it is only when we calm our minds that this ability can be accessed. Control is the means to quiet your mind. We must exert our will over our thought field, the now. Our minds, if uncontrolled, wander in spacetime with no anchor to keep it in the present moment. It travels from random thought to random thought. Each thought form is anchored in spacetime in the mind. If I remember my friend Tammy, I travel back to Louisiana in the 1970s and in the 90s when I knew her. So we all travel in the field of personal space-time in our minds, and all of it is set in our neural pathways. When we enter the now, the present moment of space-time, we are like gods and goddesses. Our energy is the most powerful force in this field of being that creates each moment as it happens. The next moment has not yet happened. It is not observed. It is not yet determined by action, reaction, or creation. At this space-time, all possible outcomes are in play, no matter how unlikely. It is only when we observe this moment that it becomes finalized by all intersecting actions, reactions, and creations, or conjunctions of said events. It is only then that the fact of manifestation occurs. The things set in motion in all prior moments come into form, and we observe the resulting final outcome of all momentum, reality. This momentum is the wave of energy that causes space-time to settle into its observed form. Each moment of space-time is created by the momentum of the preceding space-time moment. All actions move forward in space-time. This space-time is the fabric of existence, the matrix of life. The vibrations of the waves intermix on this grid to create the computations of each intersecting act. We create the waves, just as all living things do. This is how we are interconnected. We live and breathe in waves. We swim in waves. We are waves. We connect through these waves. And most importantly, we can control at will our waveforms, our thought forms. We create reality by our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. Think good thoughts, speak good words, and do good deeds. We create our own reality by these. What comes next in your life is yours alone to decide. Control your thoughts, and you control who you become. Your words are directly related to your thoughts, as are your actions. If you want a better world, change yourself for the better. Your world will be better, as will everyone else's connected to you. This is the means by which we will change our world. We will begin by changing for the better our thoughts. We will try to remember that words have power and must be used wisely, especially in the presence of children. We will seek to do good deeds to help others and undo our old habits that cannot promote life and happiness. We will see vast improvements in our society because we will be better ourselves. We will know how truly powerful each and every one of us are. Changing our outlook changes our world for the better. Because it's not enough to simply change what we're doing. We have to change ourselves. That way, whatever we create next will be truly different and not just a different shade of the same thing. If we change first ourselves, then we change our ways of doing things. Then we will not repeat the same mistakes. So our new society will begin when we choose to end this old one. So we must start to end it now. All actions take place in the now. All actions result from prior actions and will lead to logical results. All of our current actions must be geared towards the changes that we intend. Change is simply doing new things by design. So let's change beginning with ourselves. And then society will change of its own accord. And to end this society, all we really have to do is stop spending money. But we need to be careful about it. Before you stop buying food, be sure that you can grow your own first. Yes, stop buying what you don't need. You need food, clothing, and shelter. You don't need fake art or odd bits of junk. So, keep buying what you need to survive, but stop there. So, let your artwork come from local sources. Stop buying the corporate junk. Before we can afford to stop making vital goods like clothing, we need to recreate the supply line. Our furniture and textile industry is ingrained in our social order. When was the last time that you touched a piece of cloth that wasn't manufactured in bulk by the corporations? Never, probably. That needs to change first. We need to start cottage industries to replace bulk manufactured goods, like clothing. We have to relearn how to create fabrics and other things. For example, before we close down the factories that clothe us, we need to have clothing cottage industries to clothe us. My plan is to start by relearning ancient technologies. Then we can create our own goods that are made without using current harmful methods. These cottage startups industries will provide goods that don't contribute to global warming and will become the foundation for our guild system as we rework our wasteful manufacturing practices. The creation of these cottage industries within the existing community helps to break down the larger networks that felicitate wasteful practices while providing jobs for those involved. Removing their carbon footprint from the old order while creating the viable alternative of income and goods involved. So if we want to create a new social framework to replace our broken one, we have to start with the basics. Each Zionite must choose a skill that will provide a vital service for our fellow countrymen. This skill must be learned here in the society that provides us with the means to safely relearn such skills. Our first priorities must be food, clothing, shelter, and health, protection, and knowledge. We must learn how to provide all of these for ourselves. Some skills we already have, others we can salvage from this society. But some skills we may have to dig for. By digging, I mean going back to the ancient texts and antiques to relearn or rediscover for ourselves how to make from scratch vital goods and services like cloth. Before the Industrial Revolution, textiles were crafted on looms. We need to learn to build and operate a loom. Then we can bring that ancient loom into modern use and create new textiles that can be made safely by local people using local resources. And there I'm going to stop for today. So, may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, it in light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guild choice when we get to Zion. Let it be a useful thing, please. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I love you way too much to ever say goodbye, so I'm going to say later now.